Well, it is Thursday evening. It is time for Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. It's 8:04 and 57 seconds right here on Eastern Standard Time, Thursday night, June the 12th, 2025. And we welcome all of you to Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live and in color all across the World Wide Web, Facebook and on YouTube. If you're on the Facebook, reach over and hit the like button, hit the share button, let everybody know that you're watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Glad that each and every one of you have invited us into your home or wherever you are tonight for the next hour and 15 minutes as we pontificate, revelate, procrastinate, prognosticate, and everything else imaginable. Well, we're going to have a good time while we do it. Maybe we'll make you laugh tonight. Maybe we'll make you think about something. But we're very glad you have chosen to join us right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live on Thursday nights. We're live at all 4 of our studios tonight. Enterprise, Georgia, Thompsontown, Georgia, 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia, and turn number 3 of the old Rocket Speedway in Kinsey, Alabama. Live all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where it's legal and illegal for us to broadcast. All 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and loud and proud, as always, in the great state of Baker County, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the truth and nothing but the truth. But please be warned, if you do not subscribe to conservative, Judeo-Christian, common sense principalities, you're probably on the wrong channel. You're probably going to get your feelings hurt. Your blood pressure is going to accelerate. You're going to need to take a Xanax or do something else. So just go ahead and do yourself a favor and find you something else to watch. Go outside and draw in the sand and play hopscotch for the next hour, if you will. For those of you that do subscribe to that, don't turn the channel. Stay right here. We're going to say something that maybe you'll agree with, something you like. We might say something you don't like. You know it's not going to matter to us, but we're just glad you've chosen to join us here live tonight for Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Got a new big screen tonight, guys. We're 112.976438 and 1/84 of 1 inch in diagonal. Lou Edwards. We are live at Lou Edwards. Y'all know Lou Edward?
I do.
I know him.
We are live at Lou Edwards tonight. Lou Edwards, ladies owned parallel parking school and brazier realignment shop in Leary, Georgia.
Oh, wait. I thought you had the ladies parallel parking school.
Yeah.
Marvin.
No, I don't do well parallel parking. I probably need to go to the parallel parking.
I thought you.
I think we get.
Lou Evans got a good business there if he can do all of that. I guarantee you, he got a good business.
Have you ever seen a lady that could not parallel park?
I'm gonna take the fifth on that. I'm taking the fifth on that.
Ooh.
Well, anyway, hey, y'all need ladies only parallel parking or brazier realignment. Visit Lou Edward in Leary.
I know. I understand how to realign a car. Come in on a car.
I knew this was coming.
I want you to explain to me how you realign a brazier.
Floyd?
I reckon when they get.
I'm staying out of this one, brother. Marvin, get close to the line. Hey, Marvin, get close to the line there, Cleveland.
I know he is. I know it. And that's why I'm asking him. You know, you the one that found this establishment. So
That's right.
I can't
all
make
all the other establishments that we mention on our show, we partake in what they do and we support them. We all know all about all their products. We know everything about them. Now I want to hear about Lou Edwards' alignment shop.
all I can imagine, you know, when you was in the automobile business, you know, when your front end gets out of line.
Watch out with your hand gestures, there, Marvin.
What I
want to know is, do they use a bear alignment machine?
No, I don't think so.
I'll put it in the words of Floyd B. Lloyd. When one of them was anti-goggling and one of them was wonky-jawed, you have to get it realigned so it's all in proportion.
I see.
If you read this, it really disappointing.
When you get that perfected, let me know.
Our attorney can't explain it, but he could demonstrate it.
What about really disappointed that Marvin didn't wear his cowboy outfit on the big stage at the SBC in Dallas this week? Would have looked nice.
Look now. Why don't we let Marvin give us an update on what all transpired? A lot of people don't know what the SBC is. I mean,
that's true.
Man, that was the conclave of all conclaves right there.
Information out there. Why don't you give us
that's the big conclave there.
And this was the annual gathering of the Southern Baptist Convention in Dallas, Texas.
What kind of smoke did y'all have coming out the chimney?
I did have some good barbecue. I promise you that. But it
was barbecue smoke coming out y'all's chimney. Okay, I see.
All that other. But hey, it was 11,000 there from all over. 11,000.
Preachers, was Baptist preachers, all preachers, or just deacons?
It was everything. Deacons.
Was Pencil Johnson out there?
Pencil, I never saw Pencil, but I heard that he had been in. He come in for the preaching conference and left after the preaching conference was over because the food went downhill after that. They had all their preachers there. But I think he did preach. We missed it, so we didn't get there late Sunday night because I had to preach Sunday, and we didn't get there late. And he had preached that afternoon for 4 hours.
So he was like the keynote speaker.
Yeah, they said he went for 4 hours, and I don't know if my wife could have stood that or not.
And they had to be some kind of offering to keep Reverend Pencil Johnson on stage for 4 hours.
But hey, they ain't nothing like home. Dallas is a nice place to visit, but it ain't nothing like home. Man, there's more folks in Dallas than you could shake a stick.
Did you fly out there?
Yeah, well, I rode on a plane out there.
I know, but did you run in no trouble or nothing getting on the airplane? I mean,
not like I did last time. Not where they they were going to check me. In Del Rio, you talking about there, but no, I was worried about weather. We were coming in, and it was we had to go over some weather. We went back instead of coming down around the Gulf, we went over Little Rock and all that. But when we were coming in, the plane started shaking, and you can't just pull that over and check out why it's shaking. So, but hey, faith, you got to trust the Lord.
Did they have Did they give y'all what kind of all that instructions and all that? Where'd y'all leave from, Marvin?
Panama City.
Panama City. So y'all didn't fly over the ocean or nothing.
Well, they come out the ocean, and then they girded back in to go back.
What kind of instructions they give y'all? They still do them instructions about using your seat for a flotation device.
No, they got them now where they got them and the stewardesses or the flight attendants put them around the neck and demonstrate how you inflate them.
You mean they got a show enough life jacket now?
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. Listen. As the plane is going down, a life preserver ain't gonna do you no good.
Especially if you're in the middle of a cotton patch.
Yeah, if you're in the middle of a cotton patch, that life preserver ain't gonna do you no good.
It'll do you no good.
Or an oil field, it ain't gonna help.
It's not gonna help any. You could what time you spend getting your life jacket on when you're flying over Arkansas, you could spend time praying. You put your life jacket on, flying over Arkansas, if you will. Go crash in a cotton field, but put that life jacket on.
And see, we flew Southwest, and Southwest don't have no seat numbers. It's first come, first serve.
Oh man!
And me and my wife on the way there, we didn't get to sit together. She was not too happy.
Are you kidding? You mean whoa? Let me go back. Go rewind, Marvin. You mean if I buy a ticket on Southwest Airlines, I might have to do battle with somebody to get the seat I want?
Yeah. It depends on, of course, now we didn't buy no high dollar tickets. Them first ones, we bought the coach, if you will. So we were kind of toward the end of them that could go on. It's based on how much you pay for a ticket, and so anyway. But yeah, we got down, and now we did get to sit together coming back. But Southwest has no assigned seats. It's every man for himself, and like like they got down and they was single seats, and they announced, they said, there ain't nothing but single seats left. And there was still a line of folks coming in on the airplane.
I bet there was some quarreling and grumbling going on.
I bet they was.
Good night.
So
Man,
you just sit where you want to.
Bus and get on an airplane.
Sit where you
Absolutely, take a Greyhound. I really catch it in Arlington, Georgia. A Greyhound bus and go wherever I'm going. They get on a dang airplane. Good Lord, have mercy.
By
Did
the
you
way,
tell him you was a preacher?
do what now?
Did you tell him you was a preacher? That didn't help none. You told him you was a preacher.
No, I didn't tell. I
did
might.
did you tell them that you was a city manager of a city in Georgia?
Last time I told somebody that I got a ticket.
That's why I was going to ask you. Did you show him your badge?
Show them a badge. Show them. You don't show a badge to a police officer nor to a bull.
Let me ask you, Barbara, did y'all hit like a goodie bag out there at your preacher convention? They give y'all a bag full of stuff?
Yeah, we got some books. Yeah, got some books.
So what now? I can't understand you. You're talking too fast.
Books. We got some books on preacher stuff, and then got some
on Jesus. Y'all got some books.
Yeah.
Maybe
Jesus.
a Bible.
Yeah, we got that.
Bible.
Lifeway had a huge booth out there. Everything 40% off. You had to buy it though. I bet
a Jew was running it if it was 40% off.
We went to them booths where they had freebies, all the free stuff. We kind of migrated toward it, but they had some T-shirts. They had 300 or either 350 vendors there.
All of them T-shirts and books. What else did they sell?
All of them was giving stuff away free, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, most all of them was every university, every seminary. If it was people that sold church buses, church signs, everything.
Did you buy anything for your church? Like bus or airplane?
We
was on the cheap seats. We were just looking. We were just window shopping.
Well, I remember we used to go to Norman Park over at the association meeting, that Free Will Baptist Association at Norman Park. Do they still have that Queensland Norman Park?
I don't think so. Not Norman. I don't think so.
Oh man, we go to Norman Park. It wasn't air conditioned within 40 miles of that. We went, man. We were in fast. So they didn't have no books. You know what kind of books they had over there? Probably you know what kind? The Bible. The Bible. They didn't need no self-help books.
Probably
they didn't need no how-to books. They had the told all about that.
They didn't have a Joel Osteen "Let's Feel Good" book over there.
Yeah, not Joel. No. I did go. We did go by. Me and the wife rode downtown. Went by First Baptist Dallas. Part of it burnt last year. The historic part of it, and they're rebuilding it. That Dr. Jeffries that's on Fox News all the time.
Yeah.
He's the pastor there, good guy. And we saw where John Kennedy got killed, and all of that, and then all that history, I guess.
Well, did y'all? I mean, at this convention, did they teach y'all preaching lessons?
I know.
How to preach?
Well, we had a.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah. And they sell books for that.
They had preaching, but then they had business meeting and
of course.
Listen. If you can imagine 50 folks at a normal Baptist church business meeting, now throw about 8,000 of them in the same room together trying to transact business.
Did y'all have a quorum?
Oh yeah, we had a quorum and everything else.
Did you have a quarrel?
It was they liked the guy one. They wanted I won't call any names over the air, but there's somebody that's suing the Southern Baptist Convention for $100 million. And a messenger from Arkansas stood up and said, I move that we countersue him for the $100 million for the I think they've had to spend $13 million in reserve for lawyers.
Defending this, countersue it. Yeah, countersue it.
What can y'all do? What can y'all do to somebody that's worth how many million you said?
100.
We got sued. We're being sued for $100 million. Plus, we've already got. I think in this year's budget they've allocated $13 million for legal fees.
But what can y'all Baptists? What can a preacher do to somebody that's worth $100 million? What you gonna do? What you tell them they gonna go to hell?
No, they said it ruined his reputation. But it's a touchy subject, son. I mean, you could have heard a pin drop when he did that. But now most people was for it and said, "Listen, hey, right's right and wrong's wrong always."
Good Lord. You know, you can sue anybody. You can sue anybody for anything. You can sue people for being ugly. And,
Did
you know,
you
you can sue anybody.
stand up?
And sometimes these lawyers, the crooked lawyers, not no lawyers around here, of course, anywhere like this Seminole County, places like that. But some of these crooked lawyers, they'll come up with these frivolous lawsuits, you know.
Look,
And
look
then
at
Really?
well,
the
you know about the woman spilled coffee in a down there around the private parts and sued McDonald's for 12, 13, $14 million.
Well, I just wondered though, Marvin, if you stood up and said, "Listen, if y'all want to fight this thing, I got an attorney and he's ready to take it."
I was ready. I think, according to what he just put on there, I think he could do something for 13 million.
He's
He
ready
said
now.
yeah,
He's ready now. He done signed up. He done chimed in.
it's there in print now. I mean,
I mean, 13 million, Shingler. I know that might be a small chunk for you, but I mean, hey,
you know, when you go to terms of some of these people like the Obamas, 13 million is chump change.
oh,
Their Massachusetts vacation home. I guess that's Martha's Vineyard. Would I be correct in
That's
saying
where
that?
that. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, heck yeah.
It is on the market for sale.
Oh,
Good. I hope
Well,
somebody
now-
buys it.
$36 million will buy it any day.
I thought they were broke. I thought unless you were a dishonest politician, when you came out of politics, you didn't have no money because you didn't steal no money from nobody. But if you
Well, he
come
didn't
out
have
rich,
no money. He and Michael didn't have no money going in, did they?
they didn't have no money going in. He's talking about one time he had a $300 car, and I believe that. And he smoked, but he could smoke all the kid cigarettes he wanted. You know, he could afford it.
well,
Yeah, couldn't afford no insurance on his car, but he could smoke kid cigarettes one around behind him. Smoke weed, you know, as much weed as he could smoke. And so he ain't quit smoking weed. He ain't quit smoking them kid cigarettes yet, neither. And he sure ain't quit smoking weed.
Floyd cousin wants to know was the Prevost dealer there.
I kept looking for it. It's a little old short bus, probably would fit me, but it wasn't on. And they didn't have no Plutos dealers there.
Church bus. What kind of church buses did they have at Mom?
Oh, 35 passenger. You know them little
35. Go around pick up 35 people. That's a good. That's a good.
Hey, it's probably
mission.
$100,000 now.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well,
Man, lie.
They down on the creek saying that for 13 million, Shingler would fly out of Kirkland's Creek in an airplane.
He borrowed Jesse to plant a $60 million jet. He come up there.
I imagine for that $13 million, y'all could have your own private doctor. I imagine there's one out there he could load up with.
they probably some of them out there at Kirkland Creek that can write a check for 13 million. What I'm thinking. They ain't calling no names.
No,
They ain't calling no names. I ain't talking about nobody with no medical degree. I'm just.
let's go ahead, Queasel. Why are we talking about him? He's and tell him about him.
Hey, listen, y'all just heard it. The Baptist is thinking about hiring this man for $100 million lawsuit. And if he can handle that kind of money, you know he can handle a working folks problem. Any problem you have, from $100 million lawsuit to a $25 speeding ticket, he is your man. Whatever it is you need. If you've been caught drinking, don't own up to it. Just call him. Call Shangler and tell him, say, look at him. They got me. They got me in the jail cell. I'm guilty, but I need to get loose. That's all he got to hear. He comes. He's going to get it done. Whatever your need for a lawyer might be, if you need some will work done, everybody needs a will, cause that's one thing everybody gonna do. Everybody gonna die, so you need a will, so everybody to know what's going on, you know, and all your family won't be fighting and all that kind of stuff. So get your will. If you need to do some land deals, he can handle that. If you need to get unmarried, he can handle that. If whatever it is you need, if it's in the realm of law, One call is the man right here, 229-524-1225. Tell them you want the man that the Baptist is trying to hire, and they assign you up.
Oh.
Woo!
Hey, Floyd, looks like you've been busy this week.
That wasn't Floyd there. I've done that. I've done that. And Lord have mercy, I've seen my mama do it. Her glasses would be so speckled up with that corn splattering up there on them. She'd had to wash them after about every 5 or 6 years. She'd had to hold them under the sink and wash all that corn off of them. But that right there, that's how it's done, my friends. Right there, that is Baker County. I have no idea who sent that picture to me. It's a phone number, did not a name on that, and it said put it on y'all's show. And that's what we'll do if you'll send us something like that. We'll be glad to put it on there. That's Baker County corn. Don't you look how long them ears are now? That's how to grow corn. Or that lady, whoever's growing that corn, knows how to grow corn. And whoever's grading that stuff off knows exactly how to grade it off.
Yeah.
And ain't no telling how old that grader is right there. I still got my mama's grader that she had graded a 55-gallon drum full off of, I promise you.
Look, do you see how clean that corn was? There wasn't no silk in that corn. Somebody know what they're doing right there now.
They got them silks out there.
Well, let me tell you this. I had 2 grandmas alive. One of them would take a grater and do it with a grate, and the other one would take a knife and cut it and then scrape it.
Scrape it. She'd get the backside of that knife and get that pulp out there. You get that out there. You skim the tops of them kernels off with that knife. First, that'd be your first.
There's a little bit more chunky in there than a grater.
Yeah, skim the top, and then take that or a butter knife and scrape that top and get that good stuff out there. Wouldn't be no carb in there like with all these new grinders and all. Some of these folks put a little bit too much carb in there, you know.
That's right.
You didn't have that. How did your grandmamas cook their corn like that, Marvin? They cook it on top of the stove or in the stove? How'd they cook it?
Both. They cook both. They do it both ways.
My mama, she cook it in a black iron frying pan. She put it in there and put her some water in there. She stirred. She put it in. I don't know what degree she had it on, but she had it dialed in, and she put it in there and put it out. She stirred a little bit. She put it back in there. She stirred a little bit and put a little more water. But she was precision the way she did it. But
it never measured nothing. Just added a little here and added a little there. That's the way they cook.
Just pour the whole cup in there. You know, you don't do that. You just do a little bit of touch along, and then right on the top of it, just when it just started to brown a little bit, she pulled that boy out there. Woo! Come on.
And I tell you what you do, you'd get a lesson in life if you didn't let it cool down before you got that first Because it would just stick to you. It just stick to your tongue and the top of your mouth. Right. You wasn't nothing you could do with it then. You would just burn.
You better blow on a little bit though.
You show it.
Like that woman told Dr. Hillen that time, blow it. Oh man, please. Some of y'all listening in from Miller County might know that.
Look at that. I know where that's come from.
It's a Floyd B. Lloyd special right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was tonight, Floyd.
That was tonight. I went out there tonight. I said, I don't get me a little something. And I was hungry. And I went out there and I said, I got kind of figured out what I want to get me a salad because I garment all up with all that dressing and all on there, all that ranch dressing and all that. If they'd have some blue cheese dressing, I'd have put it on there, but they didn't. But anyway, that's good. Them onion rings is real good too, ain't they, Queez?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That hamburger stand, I'll tell you about that hamburger. Throw that picture back up there a minute, Marvin. Let me throw that back if you can, if you will. Now that right there is a hamburger steak the way it ought to be cooked. You look at them, you see them onions and that gravy and all on there. That is the way to cook a hamburger steak. And that lady cooking back there, Miss Wilma back there in the kitchen, she had put just a little char on the outside of that hamburger steak, and the inside was cooked exactly to the point of just being done. And I mean, that was one good hamburger steak. And them onion rings were good. And that little salad you get from that salad bar there was good. And it was affordable, too. Let me tell you that.
Yes, sir.
It was affordable. So y'all go check them out, TK's Bar and Grill there in Colquitt, Georgia. North Cuffley Street, like you're going right out of Colquitt, heading up toward Damascus. on Highway 45. Look on your left, right as you once you pass that big pea patch on the right there, look on your left, and you'll see TK's Bar and Grill. Anything they fix in there is fit to eat. I promise you. You're not gonna be dissatisfied with the food you get. I don't care what you get, whatever you get, it's gonna be good.
We had about 5-6 tables pulled together last night. I mean, it was that them catfish she had last night, them blackened catfish, that they must have just swimmed in the back door. I don't know. They was as good as I believe I ever ate anywhere.
It's good.
Woo, they was good.
I guarantee you, it's good food.
It is.
And we're not gonna advertise anything on this show that we don't believe in. So
Except Marvin.
Make a note of that. Yeah, Marvin throw it up. If they
Marvin throw something up there.
if they make $20 bill in front of Marvin, man, he dialed in.
If the
Talk
heat
about all them
hits,
folks over there with the bra realignment and all that Lou Edwards goes. How much Lou Edwards paid him under the table, you know? We don't never see none of that money, y'all. We don't never.
That's right.
None of us three right here see any of the money that Marvin takes under the table for advertisements like that. And you have to watch Marvin. Marvin will slip one in on you, if you will.
Yeah, he will. Right quick.
Well, I met Lou Edward at an associational meeting. And that's how,
He did. He a Baptist?
No, he's half Baptist and half Pentecostal. I don't know what Baptist Costal or whatever. He ain't full-blooded Baptist.
So he washes feet too. He don't just
wash his feet, anoints with oil, and does Brazilian alignments all at the same time.
Do he do that? Sometimes.
He totes him. It's like a hand towel. He totes him and he puts it kind of down in his side pocket of his jacket, and he'll pull it out when he gets to sweating.
Got to wipe that sweat off.
Got to sweat, but does he wipe or daub? Which one? Does he wipe or does he daub? Which one?
It depends. Now the day I was there, he had a brassiere that I didn't think he was gonna ever get alive, and he had to wipe on that. But now every other time I've been there, he's kind of daubed.
He just daubs it around. Okay. That's a difference. There's a difference between wiping and daubing.
Yeah.
Big difference.
And I'm gonna tell you, he pulled that one out and was trying to realign it, and I could have stuck my head through the rings of them. I mean, I said, man, that's anyway.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Marvin with a like a pocket handkerchief or something, Marvin? Charlie, if you go out there to his church, have you ever seen? I'm gonna tell you what. Now you talk about a dangerous creation. If Marvin ever gets him a pocket handkerchief. Y'all know how Vestal Goodman could sing. He get that pocket handkerchief around his little finger. Every time I see Vestal singing like that, and she get on up there and hit them on high, and she'll have that embroidered handkerchief hanging off of her little finger there. I mean, Marvin had him a handkerchief. Ain't no telling what he could do. Ain't no telling how many souls he could save.
Well, look at it. You could go back to Sunday's sermon if you would like to go to the page and look back. And about 2/3 through his sermon, he almost went to dancing. He almost went to strutting and dancing at the same time.
Come on, Marvin.
Yeah. Spirit moved him. When that spirit goes to moving, you better get back.
I don't think, no. If you listen to the audio, I don't think it was a spirit moving it.
I was making a point, if you will.
And sometimes you overshoot the runway on them points, Marvin.
Yeah,
Marvin, he got a directive, but Marvin, it's an antenna. He got a direct antenna to the good Lord, and he
do.
He
can't do much, but he can preach now. I have to give him that.
But if he had that, any of you folks out there at Flat Creek, if y'all want to do something for Marvin, give him some handkerchief. Give him
That's exactly what I was thinking to say.
With an embroidered initial.
Sealed.
Yeah.
No, you know what? No. What he needs is one of them towels a golfer wears on his belt. Towel.
There ain't no holiness preacher that show enough preacher or no gospel saying gonna have no towel. He gonna have a handkerchief. He got to pull that thing out. You got to get that towel. No. That's your folks at the football game waving the towel around, acting the dunce.
Oh, all right, Charlie, go ahead.
Sunday is Father's Day. So they say. And long ago, over here in the state of Alabama, they signed a declaration with the Alabama Cattlemen's Association that beef is the official meal to serve on Father's Day. And you know what? You won't find a better place in Alabama or Georgia to go find some great locally produced beef than at Sewigga Meat Company on 27 between Blakely and Coppet, the one in Headland on US 431. Great cuts of steak, folks. They'll cut them just exactly like you want them, whether it's half inch, 3/4, 1 inch, up 2 inches, whatever you want. Ribeye, New York strip, great fillets, great hamburger, ground beef. You'll find it all at Sewigga. Plus, other options would include some of the best smoked pork chops you've ever put in your mouth. Sausage, whether it be link or patty, you'll find it all at Sewigga. Other great products include at the Headland location, casseroles. You set that oven up and preheat that oven, put that casserole in. You got a meal when it comes out. It's all great food, and it's great locations to serve you in Headland, worth the drive from Dothan up to Headland, and worth your drive anywhere in southwest Georgia to get the very best meat, and you know where it comes from. Sewigga Meats, located once again Headland on 431, US 27 between Blakely and Cockwood.
Hey guys, I don't know if y'all are aware of this while we're talking about beef there for just a minute. I got something I wanted to share with you all that happened, well, I guess this week. Are y'all aware of the 4 million grant that the Jeff Bezos Foundation gave to the American Angus Association?
Hadn't heard that, Marvin.
All right, listen to this. Angus breeders discuss global methane hub grant for methane research. In April, the Bezos Earth Fund and Global Methane Hub announced $27.4 million effort to breed low methane livestock across 4 continents. So basically what they're going to do, they want to breed cattle that don't pass a lot of gas.
Gas is good. The doctor told me that one time because my small intestine had twisted, and I was in a state of distress. Yeah, any of y'all ever been there? Have you been there?
Yeah.
My small intestine had twisted, and I was in a state of distress. Sweat pouring off my face. I was in a state of distress. Went to the emergency room. They done a X-ray on me. And they wheel me back in there. That doctor, he's looking at the X-ray. He said, Mr. Kimball said, you're in a state of distress. I said, tell me about it. He said, your small intestine is supposed to be like that big around. He said, yours is like that big around. He said, unless we get some of that pressure over you, said, it's going to be bad. I said, well, what you going to do? He said, we're going to stick a hose. We're going to stick about 1.5 inches big around water hose down your nose and stick it in your stomach. He says, swallow this. And man, when you try, I'm not Pete Buttigieg. I cannot swallow around water hose, and through my nose. But anyway, you got to get it down in your throat. But he got in there, man, when they broke that crust down and that thing, it went to spew it. And it was like that woman had eat all them watermelons and seeds and all that bad Dr. Hillman's office that time. And he was unlodging her and broke that crust, and like a tummy gun went off in there in his office everywhere. But anyway, I'm telling you, the point of the story is you can get out. You need. The doctor told me I stayed in the hospital about 6 days. They had that thing running down in my nose, that pumping me off, if you will. And that doctor come in there. He come in there and he said, Dr. McGowan. He come in there. He said, Mr. Kimball. He said, He said, when I come, I said, I want to see you walking up and down this hall with your gown on, rolling your IV pole. And I did. And he said, here's what I want to know. He said, the first time you pass gas, I want to know it. And He said, gas is good. So Marvin, you are covered.
I didn't know all that story, but I was just going to tell you, gas sure makes me feel good.
Gas. He said,
Especially
gas.
when
He
when
said he
it
didn't understand.
escapes.
He described
When
it
it
in a way that I
escapes.
could understand. He was just a plain doctor,
Yeah.
plain spoken doctor. He said it means everything is working in your system. And some of you folks out there at Kirkland's Creek, y'all need to ask your local physician on duty there if that's true. What that doctor told me. I'd like to hear from my attorney if he'll ask that doctor that question. It makes the whole system is working. Now, I did not go to medical school, but I understood that kind of life. And if more doctors would talk to you that way, they could solve a heap more problems. They're calling out names of what's wrong with you that you have no idea. You've never heard them before in your life. You can't pronounce the name or spell it.
But you had to be careful with it, Marvin, because Floyd calls I was over in Dothan in the hospital and I caught that C diff. And that doctor told me, he said, you need to get rid of all that gas. He said, next time you feel a big urge like that, he said, you just let it rip. And I did, but it was more than gas. There was some kerosene and diesel mixed in with that.
Burn
Woo!
Burn
You
oil.
talk about making them. Yeah, you have to be careful.
You got it out, though, man.
Can you believe Bezos gave the American Angus $4.7 million to try to breed cattle that don't pass gas?
They're not going to do that. Listen, them cow folks, they taking that fool's money, and what they're going to do, with that. Cow people are not stupid people, but because they're producing the only thing on a farm that is profitable now. Cow people are, and they're not stupid people. And they know that's stupid. They know that betrays science, biology. It betrays all of that. They know that is not possible. So yeah, Mr. Bezos, we'll take your money, and you know what they're gonna spend it on? Advertising black Angus beef.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna spend it on no cow to keep a cow from flagelating. They're not gonna do that.
How you gonna keep a cow from eating grass and hay?
Bezos is stupid if he thinks that is possible.
Well, he's budgeting to spend $27.4 million.
Well, what is the solution? I mean, how are they going to do that?
Yeah, how are they going to?
It's a study. There's no solution. There's no solution.
Oh, they
it's
just
a study, Marvin. I mean,
oh,
it's a study.
Boy, do you reckon we could apply and say, listen, we'll do it on Pineywood Rooter cattle and see if we can get them to breed where they don't flatulate? You reckon we could get $4 million to do that?
Yeah. Wild hogs. We'll get wild hogs. We'll do a study. And we'll get Wayne Gucci and Johnny Miller to supply the cadavers that we could
Mercy.
A while ago, you mentioned the word distress. And I had a picture that I took at a ball game not long ago. I wanted to show y'all right there.
That is distress. Was that Miller County? Was that in Miller County?
No, that wasn't Miller County.
Well,
he might not be in distress, but them britches are.
Yeah, he ain't in distress, but them britches is. How do you get a backside that big? It takes time to do that.
I don't know that, but what I want to know is how you get them to suck in like they is in that crack.
Hey, that is proof right there that even big people can wear skinny jeans.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can wear tight fitting clothing and be cool. Y'all see his pockets back there, the flaps on his pocket, they even expanded out.
You know, when I saw
I
that,
it's a he. I don't know, maybe a she so far as I know.
Yeah, listen.
that reminded me of Bookie in church that day.
Yeah. With Miss Beulah Chumley's dress.
Yeah, what happened on that?
Well, they were saying he was testifying. That preacher was up there preaching. He was wiping sweat with his handkerchief, testifying. He got everybody in the Holy Spirit. Bookie was there. Bookie was there. And the reason that I told the story, I seen Bookie walking down the sidewalk one day and had two black eyes. I said, dang, Bookie. I said, whatever you had, two black eyes. He said, well, let me tell you now, Floyd. He said, I was at church. I said, man, you got the two black eyes at church. He said, yeah, you did that church and down at that Second United Holy Tabernacle Love Brotherhood Sisterhood and Scrutiny Church. He said that was him all the denominations that they were preaching, they were testifying in that. And he said the preacher got preaching to Sister Beulah Chimney. Sister Chimney is a large woman. She got a derriere about like that man with his britches right there. That could be Sister Beulah Chimney's brother, if you will. Yeah. It's a beautiful television show. She got to move around the spits and she was weaves and wobbles and she got the shot the other thing. He said, I know it. Oh, y'all go, let's move on. He said, I got to know. He said, he moving around like that. He said, I noticed that a dress was stuck up in a butt crack. And he said, so I just reached out there and pop it out like that. And he said, by the time she turn around, hit me upside the head, give me this black eye here. I said, well, how'd you get the other black eye? He said, well, I stuck it back in the butt crack.
Woo!
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Bookie could get in the worst messes. All he trying to do is help.
That's all he trying to do. Just help Sister Chumley. So he popped that thing out of that butt crack, it made a noise, I'm sure.
Oh, go ahead, Queasel. Tell them about the holstered 9.
Man, if you want a gun, this is the place to be. Now that they got them, they getting all their stuff in for getting ready for hunting season. It'll be here before you know it. You need to go ahead and get ready. You need to buy the ammunition in the off season. Might be a little better price on it. Any kind of gun you want, any kind of rifle, any kind of shotgun, they got it. Scopes, they got all kind, whatever you need. If you're in the hog killing business, if we can get that grant that Floyd was talking about, and we might need you to help supply us with some hogs to study. So if you out there do it in any kind of hunting business, they got it. They got everything that you need. Personal protection is your one-stop shop. They got all kind of pistols, from big ones to little ones to kinds you can conceal. They got the holsters. Anything you need in the way of firearms or ammunition, they got it. But they also have something that a lot of people don't have. They got people out there with the knowledge to help you make your mind up on what you want if you're not 100% sure. So go see them, tell them what you're interested in, and they can hook you up with any kind of firearm you might want. Just look at that selection. I mean, they got it. They got anything you want. And you can step next door and get all of your parts needs. You can get anything you need for farming, for your tractors, trucks, cars, anything to clean them up with, keep the oil change in them, brakes, whatever it is you need in the way of auto parts, they got it. They got a gift shop in there for the ladies. Any kind of thing that they might like, they got it. But they are the home of the world-renowned, one and only world-renowned Floyd B. Lloyd rabbit pellet grills, the only grill that's authorized to use rabbit pellets. So you can go in there and get it, and they have them. They have all the different flavors of rabbit pellets you want. The Holstered 9, Phillips Auto Parts, 27, just south of Colquitt, Highway 27, right under those two big, beautiful American flags. Go see them.
Hey guys, it's time for trivia time, brought to us by Southern Hissy Pits, 109 West College Street on the square in Colquitt, Georgia. Go out and see Miss Vicky. Let her help you with embroidery. Let her help you with custom design T-shirts, tumblers. Man, she's got some great gift items in there. Hey, see her. If she doesn't have it, she can get it for you. You can bring your own items in there, and she will do logo design and put either doing them by stitching or by doing them with vinyl. Go see her at Southern Hissy Fits on the square in Colquitt, Georgia. Tonight's winner will receive a Charlie Platt The Dirt Road Sports Show licensed logo car tag. And here's our question for tonight. It's twofold. Number one, what are the holes for in the RC Cola cap, and how were those holes put there? Twofold. What are the holes for? And what put the holes there? what was used to put the holes there. What are the holes for, and what was used to put the holes there in that Royal Crown RC Cola bottled drink back in the day? Floyd, what year would this have been on that logo?
I remember from the 50s. That's in the late 50s, probably early 60s. That's probably 50s right there. It would have been more prevalent in the 50s than in the 60s. In the 60s, we were coming of age and had plenty of money in the 60s.
Hey, we just had I ain't gonna tell you who said this, but we just had one. He said used for smoking crack by a crack. That is not the correct answer, but that was
that ain't the right answer. But nobody on Martha's Vineyard did that.
Yeah. What was the reason for the holes, and what was used to put the holes there? Yep. All right, Chris the Peak Shaw, you got one of them correct. You got it. The ice pick was correct in how it was put there. Now, what was it for? What was it for? And this may be, for some people that grew up in the 50s. Betty Spivey Shepherd said to drink and an ice pick. That is correct. And Floyd, tell them about the drinking part of it.
Well, you get it in the big soda waters, like a big old Pepsi Cola, or get it on big old Pepsi Cola or RC Cola, and you get your ice pick, and that's when you open the bottle caps with an opener there on the drink box. That's how you open it. You didn't twist it off, and you get your ice pick, and you stick 3 holes in the top of it, 2 or 3 or 4 holes, and you suck on it like a sippy cup. That way you preserved it. You stretched it out. You didn't just guzzle it down, and make it chugga-doog. You take that thing, and it didn't matter how long you toted it around. You could tote it around an hour, so it didn't matter if it got hot. Because, that was immaterial. You was getting that soda water out there, but you suck on that thing, and you did a little bit of drizzle out there. Man, that'd be some kind of good stuff right there.
Hey, Betty, if you will, message me or text me your mailing address, and we'll get you a tag in the mail. I don't think she's ever won before.
Well, she got one now. Where's she from? Where's Betty from? Do you know, Charlie?
I don't know.
No, I got to make this announcement. About the time you was announcing her, I looked down there, and I got one on my page that is exactly correct. Old buddy, a race car driver, Mr. Don Clements, said the very same thing about the same time. Yeah. That one popped up. So
you get Don's address, we'll send him one too.
We need Well, if you got a tie like that, man, they just do the right.
He says
half in 2 and send half to one, half to the other. We're gonna do like Solomon. We're gonna send each one of y'all a whole car tag, because that's how we roll.
Yeah, we cut it in half. That's right. Not gonna do that.
Richard James Williams, you and Miss Susan Stinson are both wrong. It's not. They did not. Listen to me now. I'm not correcting you. I'm just giving you the facts. We just work with facts. Let me ask you the question. They said, okay, this was before they had twist off Coca-Cola bottles. You had to open it at a drink box there with an opener on the bottle cap. How did they get the water in the drink bottle with 3 little holes in it if you couldn't take the top off? If you could use it for ironing, and that they didn't use just water for ironing. Now they put up some starch in that, dry starch. They mix it up. So I'm a living testimony to that era, if you will.
Is that your bottle cap, ain't it?
Huh?
Is that your bottle cap?
No, that ain't my bottle cap, man. I didn't save no bottle cap. What you talking about?
Hey, y'all remember when you had I don't know, Marvin ought to remember this. I reckon, I don't forgot what year it was, but you remember when, I believe with Coca-Cola, they made the bottle caps and they had that little plastic thing on top of them, and then you take your pocket knife and pop it off, and you might win a nickel or a dime or a quarter or a dollar. Yeah. Man, what are you talking about?
Them bottle caps like that, them old bottle caps like that, the RC had cork under there. It was a
Yeah,
cork
yeah,
up,
yeah, they
up under
did.
that cap on there.
Yeah.
That
And
was it. Miss Lavon, she knows that Niagara starch in that bottle. But they did make a thing that you could put on a Coca-Cola bottle, because my mama had one. It's a little small Coca-Cola bottle, and it had a little cap thing that you could stick down in there, a little sprinkler head on the end of it. You stick it, you fill up you put your starch in there, and put your water in there, and you shake it up good, and you put that little sprinkler thing on there, and that's how you sprinkle them blue jeans with that starch on there.
The sprinkler thing had a cork that go down in the bottle, and that
would hold it tight so that
see,
water would down on you there.
Drink bottles used to have so much. Use them little 6-ounce Coca-Cola bottles. When you were mixing 2-cycle oil for your boat motor back in them days, that's what you do. You fill up that bottle 6 ounces to, I can't remember how much it was. It might have been to I can't remember. But I remember the 6 ounce because we kept a little Coca-Cola bottle. That was before you could buy ready mix, little single serving 2-cycle oil. You bought it like a quart jug, and people come up and don't buy no quart jug. They want you to mix them up some two-cycle gas, but I can't remember if it was 6 ounces to the gallon. I just can't remember.
We used them little 6-ounce Coca-Cola bottle for kind of a different purpose there when we were coming up riding around, drag racing and all that. We get us a little Coca-Cola, get a little six, and we go ahead and drink about half of it, and drink it down pretty quick. Then we reach up under the seat of the automobile and pull out that bottle of half a pint of Seagram 7, and then we Coke. And don't tell me some of you folks out there that look at this ain't never done this. But this is between me and y'all. I'll tell it. I'll tell it all. I'll tell it loud and proud. Y'all, ooh, I can't believe you said that. And then you didn't have to make it. You better not shake it up anything. Just take your swig out there, man. Yeah.
What you drinking? A Coca-Cola? Don't you see?
Coca-Cola. Had the Coca-Cola in there. Put some Seagram 7 in there. Fill it on up. Top it on off. Drink half the Coca-Cola off to start with. Get your system kind of regulated. Get it kind of tempered, if you will, and then
you might have to start off with a quarter, 3/4 Coca-Cola and about a quarter, and then work your way on down to half.
No, you're missing the point, Queasel. You go here, half, and half. By the way, if you're gonna get started, by the way, go ahead and get started. Ain't no need to sit there in neutral and letting it run for a while.
Charlie, tell them about the Peach Depot.
Oh, man. Here we go. Peach Depot, peaches. You talking about great peas that are shelled, ready to go in your freezer? They got it all. Look at that. Look at those bags of peas. Look at that. Some good help right there, too, I guarantee you. Check them out. Iron City, Georgia is the place. Peach Depot, the location in Iron City, right there on US 84. Peaches, tomatoes, everything's coming in right now, folks. Get over there and get it. They got watermelons that grow right there in South Georgia. Everything local is starting to come in. Now's the time to get it. Now's the time to put it in the freezer. They're open on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're talking about the Peach Depot on the US 84. And while you're there, get you a cup of that peach ice cream, that soft serve with that peach. I don't know what to call it. It is a topping like you have never had before. Add some strawberry too at one time, probably still do. It's all right there at the Peach Depot. See them this weekend.
Man, good stuff right there. Good stuff. Hey, Charlie, what about the traffic situation in Dothan with the beach traffic? 91 today was, it was unreal on a Thursday.
Oh, Sunday was a week ago. I tell you how bad it is on the weekend. Sunday was a week ago. When I left you over there, I came in a different way. I came 52 back into Dothan instead of my County Road 22 cutting through. And when I got to pull up on the ramp to get up there on the circle where I was going, I realized what a mistake I had made. I was looking for a place to turn around on the ramp because I looked back toward the medical center. And as far as I could see, even past the medical center, both lanes coming around the circle just about at that speed. It's unbelievable. Was going into town the other day, 431 coming into Dothan from Headland. It was backed up to way beyond Rural King, up there to about McDonald's, backed up trying to turn on, and then those turning the other crew coming around to get back on 431 North. It is certain times of the day, certain days, and a lot of them now. The Georgia, the Atlanta crew, their GPS is telling them a lot of them to go through downtown. So you got them on the circle, you got them going through downtown. Yeah, it's a.
Well,
I don't get on 431 unless I just have to.
Weasel 91's. I mean, has it been that way all week?
91's getting to be where it's a parking lot. We having to have special training just to be able to respond to fires, especially on 91 South. 91 North ain't quite as bad. 91 South, because they coming down 27 too, and turning there on and getting on 91. Man, it is a miracle in the stretch of 91 between here and Donsville. It ain't a wreck ever done. It is absolutely a miracle. And here's the thing. See, we don't understand the situation, the fact that they all trying to get there for the Gulf of America dries up.
Yeah, they'd be running
back of the rear end.
They be going.
Mm.
They be going. They be going. They do.
Unreal.
Charlie, well, I was gonna. I looked on the Dothan News. I wanted to ask you tonight. Ain't everybody over there kind of happy that good old Fort Rucker is coming back?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Now, I come to conclusion about half the folks around here liberal and crazy. Our what little bit of TV news we've got, they've been featuring some woman with the last name of Rucker that was related to the first Rucker, and she obviously was a Camilla Harris Tim Tampon supporter, because she's saying, no, we should have kept it like it was a Novacell because my family committed treason and we do not want to be shamed. We're shamed with that name. It shouldn't be on that Ford.
She ought to change her name. She ought to change her name to Obama. Change her last name to Obama. Don't be no Rucker no more.
But the thing I read, it ain't about the same guy that was the last name that Rucker to start with.
It's about World War I Captain Rucker, not the Colonel Rucker. It's about the captain. And
oh no, I just know that I'm glad it's called Fort Rucker, because I can spell Rucker. I couldn't spell Novacell.
Well, most folks around here most folks just kept on calling it Fort Rucker anyway.
I did.
I did. But there's a group that just, anything that Trump does, they're gonna go the other way. Period.
Well, I was so glad when they changed back to Fort Benning. I mean, because that's just. But
and that's anyway, what they did. That's what they did at Benning too. They took Army. I don't know what his rank was. His name was Benning, but it's a different Benning, and like this is a different Rucker than what the first one was named for. Well, but it's.
My opinion is the same as been for years and years and years. If you don't like the way we doing things over here in America, Delta's ready when you are.
Exactly.
I mean, they sitting there fueled up. They're just looking for somebody to go. They ready.
Well, of course, that brings up a point. I mean, why? All right, you got these protesters that supposedly illegal aliens that broke into the country, escaping a country that they wanted to get out of, coming into this country, and now going to protest and wave the flag of their other country that they left escaping. Can you explain that one to me?
Nah.
No, I really can't. What I can't explain is how in the world we let it get this way. I know who done it, or who was. I don't know that he done it, because I don't know if he was awake long enough to realize that it was going on. But other folks done it using his name and that auto uh writing thing they had. But
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing: just lock them up, drive over there where the wall is, drive through on the other side, open the door, kick them out, and come on back. That's the best way to handle that. Get them out of here.
Before we were coming on, I told Floyd that I read an article. They're going to open. There's a prison, a closed prison in Folkestone, Georgia, and they're planning on using it for a ICE detainment center.
They got one right up the road now.
Oh, really?
In Lumpkin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I believe it's Lumpkin.
Hmm.
I think it is.
Hey,
they got one
Well,
up the road now. And they don't need to go to prison. They need to go back where they come from.
Israel is bombing Iran right now. Their nuclear locations. Israeli officials expect a missile and drone attack on Israel in retaliation soon.
Yep.
So it started.
hey it's
started.
Yeah, it's
God have mercy. God have mercy on these same people.
All we can do is pray.
that's right. The fuse has been lit.
Floyd, tell them about Ziggy.
Ziggy B, one of our best friends in the world right there, Miss Ziggy B, Miss Angela Bracewell right there. One of the best friends we've got, one of our biggest supporters that we've ever had right there. She's been with us just about from day one. Been sponsored Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. She believes in us. Her good customers come in there and they say, we heard about y'all on the Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports. We want some of them good shrimp, some of them good mullets, some of them good catfish. Got crawfish already cooked if you want them. She's got what she wants. Got some of them good oysters. She stands behind her products too. She's not going to sell you anything, any seafood out of her market that she would not eat herself or that she would not sell to her friends. Y'all go see it at Ziggy B's Seafood Market in Colquitt, Georgia. You will not be disappointed. Everything you see in that case right there is as fresh as it can be. It's fresh. It don't smell like fish. It smells like it's something good to eat. Y'all go check her out. Ziggy B Seafood Market right here in Colquitt, Georgia.
Hey guys, we got a good friend. He's watching tonight. Castrating Carl F. Preston. Custom Cattle Services in Bascom, where you do not have to ask them, Florida. Hey, if you need your herd managed, you need preg testing, you need your cattle pinned and caught, you need them castrated, whatever you need doing, call our friend Castrating Carl Cressman. That's castrating with a K. Carl F. Cressman, Bascom, Florida. Been in the business for nearly 50 years. He's got his own portable corral and chute. He can do cattle hauling and he can do practical cattle veterinary work. Hey, listen, why get yourself hurt? Why waste the time yourself when you can hire a professional to come in and do that? Our good friend and our confidant and buddy, Carl Castrating Cressman in Bonifay, Florida. Speaking of good friends and confidants, we have one, and that is T.C. Berryhill. Berryhill Auctioneers worldwide and on the World Wide Web, and he has been with us since day one, and we appreciate him, and we wish him the best in all that he does and his travels all across the nation and the world, and as he does his auctions. T.C. Berryhill, Berryhill Auctioneers. As we present Floyd's list of impossibilities.
Y'all been keeping up with the news. Y'all would keep up. I know we learn it. We stay in tune with what's going on. We pay attention to the happenings local and worldwide, national and worldwide. And out there in California, where they are having mostly peaceful protest out there, all they're doing is just burning cars and looting stores and throwing rocks and frozen water bottles at policemen. That's the new definition of peaceful protest. They're shooting like foam bullets at them, at the protesters out there, at the rioters. And I saw today or yesterday, whatever, they had brought the horses out, and they had them a big old motorized like an assault vehicle deal. Because it was parked, and it was parked and not running because they don't want to mess up with the emission rules in California about leaving a vehicle running. So they were parked in them horses. They had some horses in there, and some of the horses I noticed two of them they were part Clydesdales. They had big old hooves on them like that, and all that big hair around them hooves. And I reckon they go stomp on them rioters' toes and make them go home with the horses. They're gonna deter somebody that's burning down your town, breaking in all your stores, looting all your merchandise out of all your stores, trying to kill your policemen. They're gonna scare them with foam bullets, Clydesdale horses, and a parked armored vehicle that is not even running, just parked. So here's one of my deals. Here's one of my impossibilities right here. It's an impossibility that a foam bullet will deter a lunatic Democrat anarchist that is trying to burn your city to the grounds. It's an impossibility. You're not going to deter him. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit the rewind button on a couple of them. I've been kind of busy this week. Hadn't really had a lot of time to focus on. But these are two good ones from my vault yesterday. Impossibility that during the past 40 years, any man other than Webb Hubble has seen Hillary Clinton naked. Look, check it out. Chelsea Clinton, Webb Hubble. Just Google it. You do all that. Here's one right. Impossibility that during the past 50 years, any man will admit to seeing Maxine Waters naked. I'm done for the night. That's it.
Woo! Mercy. Well, some folks are getting the rain. Some folks still not getting the rain. It's kind of a hit and miss over here, guys. I don't know about everything over in Southwest Georgia. The news is, though, we got a chance of it. Pretty good chance tomorrow, especially, and then Saturday, and then Sunday picks back up a little bit. It's kind of an up and down situation, but we'll get back into that summertime pattern where you only have a 20 to 30% chance of showers popping up during the heat of the day. We want to thank the folks at Kelly Crop Insurance over in Colquitt, Georgia, for being a part of this every Thursday night. And they, of course, keep a close eye on what's going on with our crops and our farmers. Been serving farmers for years and years. Kelly Crop Insurance, Colquitt, Georgia. Thank you, folks, for tuning in tonight. We've had a good time, did a bit of laughing. Pray for Israel. We've always been told to pray for Israel. But before I say another couple of things, let me go to the pastor here. Does the term rising lion mean anything biblically? That is what Israel is naming this attack on Iran. Rising lion.
I don't know that. I can't answer that. I'd have to do some research. But I mean that, and it sounds. I know that in the Bible, in the Book of Revelation, it refers to the white horse. But I don't know about that now. I've not. I don't know. I'd have to do some research on
There's
that.
somewhere in the book of Proverbs about a lion lying in the road. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's in Proverbs about the lion rising or lying in the road. Don't
What's going on over there, guys? Good time to pick up that book we talked about a little earlier at the convention, the Bible. Forget about the self-help books and start getting into the Bible, because you're seeing some things unfold probably that are right there in front of us. We just got to pick them out. Thank y'all for watching again. Pray for Israel. Pray for this nation. And hope to see you next Thursday night. Queasel.
Thank you, Charlie. Hey, we want to thank y'all for letting us come in and spend some time with you tonight. It's been our honor to get to come in there and spend a little time with you. We laughed a lot tonight, and it does you good to laugh. Laughter is sometimes we have to laugh in life to keep from crying. Other time but laughter is good for you. So maybe we made you smile tonight. I don't know. We hope we did anyway. This situation all around the world, what we see in the United States, I don't think I ever thought as I grew up. I grew up with a patriotic family. I mean, daddy and all my uncles and all that they all was in the service, and they all, fought for the United States, and you was raised to respect the flag and love the United States. And it's just hard for me to swallow all this stuff I see, and so I agree with Charlie. Let's pray for Israel. Uh, Israel is got God on their side. That's His people. He makes it plain in the book that we talk about. The Bible says that God promised His people that He would look after them. So let's see where it goes. Let's pray for the United States. We need it. Let's pray for each other. We need to pray for each other. We need, they always, anytime you ain't got something to pray for, just think about me and pray for me, because I need it. But we're to the point now, in all seriousness and no joking aside, that there's not but one thing that can fix this world, and that's Jesus Christ. That's the only thing. And so, be it what it may, whatever His will is, I'm good with it. I'm ready for it. Whatever He wants to do, I'm good with it. But I just thank you that we live thankful, and I thank Him that we live in a country where we can come and make y'all smile and make you laugh. And we live still with all the issues. We still live in the greatest nation that there is in the world. So instead of just finding fault, just how about being thankful? Being thankful for what you got. I mean, every one of us is blessed. Every one of us on this show and watching this show, no matter how good or how bad it is, we still blessed more than we deserve. And when you think about, you want something to think about, just stop for a minute and think about how good God's been to you. And I think it might change your views. Hey, if you see a veteran, thank them. Thank them for what they've done. Thank them for going and fighting and doing the things that they did. And if you got active veteran, thank them for what they're doing now. If you see anybody in public safety, a deputy, a sheriff, a state trooper, police officer, anybody like that, investigative agencies, anything, thank them for the job that they do, for keeping you safe. You see a firefighter, a paramedic, a EMT, thank them, because they run into what everybody else is running away from. We got a lot to be thankful for, but thank our first responders, because more times than not, they get all the blame and none of the praise. So it would go a lot more than you think it will. We love y'all. It's our honor to get to spend some time with you. Behave, and we'll see you next week. Floyd?
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Charlie. Marvin, everybody, we had a good show tonight, had a good time tonight. Everybody's spirits lifted up, and I'll tell you, sometimes sometimes your spirit needs lifting. Sometimes you need to be around people that love you, and you need to be around people that you love. And all of y'all people out there that's watching tonight, y'all know me and Nadine's having we having some hard times right now, and in life, it's understandable to be heartbroken, but don't ever let the devil steal your spirit.
Amen.
He'll break your heart. Do not let him get your spirit. Because if he takes your spirit away from you, if you allow him to get your spirit, he's going with it. He's off to the races with it. So just understand this. Life ain't gonna stay the same. Ain't nothing gonna stay the same in your life. It's gonna get better or it's gonna get worse. It's not gonna stay the same. And all of us have been through adversities here. A lot of you people that's watching in out there, watching this show, I know y'all have been through adversity. Y'all have been through some life changing events, and that's kind of what me and Nadine's going through right now. Kind of life changing events. But here's the good thing about all of this. Here's the good thing. When I get on this show on Thursday night, I forget about things that I have no control over. And sometimes in your life, there's things that, well, a lot of times in your life, there's times that you have no control over what's going on. All you can do is hang on, and keep your faith, and reach out to your friends, listen to your friends, and friends. Let me tell y'all something. If you got somebody in your family or some friend or family member or somebody who's in a state of distress, man, call them up. Say, man, What can I do? If nothing else, just know I'm here for you. That's what we in this country for. That's what we in this. That's what God put us in this world to do. is to reach out to one another and hold one another up, lift one another up. All of y'all out there, every name I see on this screen here tonight, everybody that I know is watching. And people come up to me. They come up to me today. People that talking to me, say, I had no idea they watched the show, and they telling me about them watching the show. We appreciate it. We love y'all. I thank y'all for loving me and for loving me, those three guys here. I thank y'all for that. I thank God Almighty for putting us together. This was all in His great. This was all in His plan. Us four, who total strangers. Otherwise, the bond that put us together was humor, laughter. That's the bond that put us together. And the more times you can laugh in your life, the better you'll be. Y'all be happy. Thank God for everything He's done for you. We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you, Floyd. Appreciate those words. Hey, guys, we appreciate you joining us. I did want to throw this up, guys. I am cake fed. That was hand delivered to me last Friday by a gentleman that shall remain nameless. Y'all know who he is. But he had all that ready and brought it to me right there. I just want you to look at that.
You done got all that stuff canned and put up, Marvin?
I done got all. You're about all of that. What you talking about?
I started to say that.
Hold on. How can you eat that stuff? What, you take it on the airplane with you out there to Texas, out there to the Baptist convention? You take it out there with you and cook it in your hotel room?
You ain't listen. I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I can do a lot of eating in 3 days, son.
Amen.
I can tell you what he didn't do with it, because I was pulling up as the man that brought that was pulling out, and all that was still in there on the table. He didn't offer not one single piece of it to nobody else, most especially me.
And I tell you what, if it's who I'm thinking about, the instruction he gave me, share this with others.
Yeah.
Well, I
Share
asked him
this
what it
with
was.
others.
He kind of went stumbling around and kind of, it was almost like he was speaking in tongues, Floyd. He wasn't talking where I could understand exactly what was in the box.
Hey, my belly is a large area to share to. Anyway, we want to thank the Holster 9 Phillips Auto Wega Meat Company, Shingler Law, TK's Bar and Grill, Ziggy B's Seafood Market, Castrating Call Christmas Custom Cattle Services, Peach Depot, Southern East Pittsburgh Hill Auctioneers, and Kelly Crop Insurance. We appreciate them. Hey, I want to do something a little different tonight. This is a major thing happening right now in our world. We have no idea what it's going to hold, but it's got one of God's players involved. And I want to pray right now before we go off the air about this situation. I got a church member. He's 19 years old over there in the Middle East. Went over there 2 weeks ago, and he's in the Marines, and he's on my heart tonight. Father, I just come to you now in the name of our Lord and Savior. God, we know that Israel is your chosen land. And Father, I just pray tonight, Lord, whatever's done, Lord, I pray your hand be upon it. I pray your hand of protection be upon those American soldiers that are abroad and in the Middle East, Lord. I pray, God, that you protect them and bring them back to us. Lord, we just pray for your will to be done. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Guys, we appreciate y'all being with us tonight. We love every one of you. Thank you for spending time with us. Lord willing, and the creek doesn't rise, you know what's going to happen. We're going to be right back here next week. Same place and same time for more Charlie Platt, the Dirt Road Sports Show. But until then, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, and most especially, if you have to get your brassiere realigned, y'all be we love y'all.